What is one small thing that you really want to do? Just one small thing. Welcome to the Midlife Reinvention Podcast, a podcast helping women in career and life transitions achieve clarity on their next steps so they can transform uncertainty into an energizing next chapter. I'm your host, Kavita Ahuja, and the founder of It's My Time Now Coaching. If you're wondering what's next in your career or life, you are in the right place. Through solo and guest episodes, you'll gain practical tips, tools, and inspiration to help you uncover blocks, gain confidence, and be, do, and have what you want. I rediscovered myself after the age of 50, and I know you can too. It's my time now to help you do just that. I'm so excited you're here. Let's dive in. Welcome to another very special mini episode of the Midlife Reinvention Podcast. For those of you who are new to this podcast, I welcome you and thank you so much for being here. My name is Kavita Ahuja, and as a career and life transitions coach, my goal with this podcast is to help you reach your full potential in your career and life as you face the challenges and opportunities that life transitions may be bringing to you. For my loyal listeners, I am so deeply grateful for your support and encouragement over the years. This episode is actually quite emotional for me because it is our 150th episode. I really can't believe it, and it wouldn't be possible without the support and loyalty of my listeners and without the amazing guests I've had also on this podcast. I dedicate this podcast to you and to tell you that if you have even a tiny inkling of something in your heart which is telling you that you want to do something, that it is time for you to explore or pursue or dive into, now is the time to do that. When I started this podcast over 3 years ago, after I went through a career transition from corporate to becoming a coach, I had no idea where it would take me. I had no idea even how to start a podcast or didn't even know what kind of fulfillment it would give me. The thing is, my friend, I didn't have to have all the answers right away. I just had to trust my gut or my inner voice or my inner being who was telling me that I needed to do this. You see, to back up a bit, I was in a long-term corporate career and it was wonderful for a very long time. Yet there became a time when I knew there was more that I had to rediscover about myself and to offer the world. I wanted to understand from other women around the globe as well as that how were they reinventing themselves and what led them to transition in their life? What obstacles did they face and how did they find the courage to do so? By sharing their stories and mine, I hoped to inspire you to believe that you can do it too. And I hope I've done that. And from the many people who have reached out to me as a result, I believe my mission is being realized, one strong woman at a time. I know you may have doubts. I know you may have fears. I did too. But my dear listener, if we all stopped because of our fears, where would the world be today? I recently watched a movie called The Young Woman and the Sea, and it is a wonderful movie about the true story of Gertrude or Trudy Ederle, who was the first woman to swim the English Channel. It was so motivating for me to see how Trudy overcame adversity to becoming an Olympic swimmer and also break gender barriers. She broke those barriers, and her example encouraged millions of other young women to pursue the sport. We have countless examples of brave and strong and brilliant women who have paved the way for others. One recent example, of course, all too recent, is in the recent presidential election, which just happened. But these women inspire me to move forward even more. I don't want you to be intimidated, though. It doesn't have to be a huge thing. I'm asking you this. What is one small thing that you really want to do? Just one small thing. Can you start moving towards that thing, even with one small action today? For example, are you considering starting your own business? Or maybe you want to pursue public service or volunteer your time. Maybe you've wanted to make and sell art for your whole life, but due to circumstances or roles you've played, or lack of time or money or confidence, you have put this dream on hold. What if that dream actually happened? How would you feel then? What impact would it have on you and others? What would you create that has never been created in the world before? What can you do today to make that desire a reality? Can you, for example, take steps to research how you would even get started? Maybe you want to go online and, let's say, open up an Etsy store. Or if it's something that you want to do, a physical store, maybe you can start researching locations in your neighborhood. What about just starting to take out your paintbrushes and your easel again and just start to paint? Have you also ever wanted to maybe write a book? What do you want to write about? How would you, writing that book, make others feel? Or how could it help them? And what is stopping you? Can you take 30 minutes a day to get out your journal and just start writing? My friend, I really believe in you so much and your potential so much, even if you don't. It is inside of you. It's really upon you just to bring it out. I often talk about the concept of Ikigai. And in fact, I talked about that in the last episode, 149th episode, and about how finding your Ikigai or reason for being can be the direct path you must take to bring you true fulfillment and joy back into your life. It doesn't always have to be about your career either. It could be about your health or your relationships, for example. How do you want to feel in your own body? Is your reason for being to live a healthy life, be strong, and have love and loving relationship with yourself and with others? And maybe your Ikigai is to teach others how to do the same. Your Ikigai is a combination of your strengths, your passions, your values, and what the world needs. And yes, if you follow that, your abundance will flow to you. It has to. It can be in the form of monetary abundance or abundance of ideas, love, teaching, or wisdom, but it all stems from what makes you you. I'm so passionate about this because I have done this in my life. And in the last 4 years, I have grown personally and professionally in ways I could never have imagined. I did it because I listened to my inner voice, I took action, and I followed my Ikigai. I don't know exactly where this will all take me, but I know this. Every time I can imagine one of you listening to this podcast or gaining some insights through my coaching or transforming your life for the better, it warms my heart and reminds me that the path I took was the right one. There are definitely ups and downs and times when you may question, why am I doing this? But if you don't try, how will you ever know? Do you want to be looking back at your life when you're 90 years old with regret that you should have done this or that? It is time now for you to be, do, and have what you want, my friend. There's no better time than now. Stop the excuses. Take some small action today. What can you do today to make this happen? If the action is to share this podcast with one friend because it resonated, then please do. If that action is to download my career and life fulfillment quiz or my confidence building guide, then please do. If that action is to book a call with me to discuss your career and life, then please do. If that action is to write down a list of all your strengths and accomplishments, however big or small, and reflect on them and realize that you did this, then please do. If that action is to even ask yourself one question, what will make me happy today? Then please do. I want you to say and believe with confidence, it's my time now. This is the only reason and the main reason why I'm doing this podcast. This is why I've reached 150 episodes. And this is why when I come back here on my 300th or 500th or 1000th episode, I will still be doing it. I really believe in you, and with all of my heart, I want you to believe in yourself too. Thank you so much for listening. And remember, if you have any doubts or still don't know even where to start, reach out to me. Till next time, my friend, stay well and stay your amazing self.